手のひらに溢れてく情熱が目を覚ますさまよってるだけの This world 一つだけ光る君のビューは錆びたナイフなんかじゃさせない I am burning like a fire 心に矢を放たれた瞬間まとわりつく雑音が弾けた Everything was different for that moment no If I don't try I'll never know なぜ花は咲くのだろう君の声が響くよ Tell me why I just shouted to the sky But you are no longer you that's right あの日僕ら確かめてたら儚い夢と言われたっていいから傷だらけの今日から救い出すよモノクローンスカイで君が流した涙を今も手探りで探してる明日に向かうためにあと何を失えば光は見えるからライルタッチで胸熱したその横顔を思い浮かべた孤独の中に昇る朝日胸のことまだ消さないようになぜ夜は来るのだろう僕は声を枯らすよ Show me why I am standing in that light But you are no longer you that's right あの日僕ら抱きしめてたら君の声が確かに聞こえるから傷だらけになっても救い出すよNo matter if you're ready, I'm gonna find you Doing myself funny, I'll do what I do きっと見つけ出すよ Tell me why I just shouted to the sky But you are no longer you, that's right あの日僕ら確かめてたら儚い夢と言われたっていいから傷だらけの今日から救い出すよ
Good morning, chat. Another day, another motherfucking Sunday. I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you guys doing good. The chill ass Sunday, bro. The chill Sunday. I see Delta with the buy gotcha privity. I didn't buy her yet. We might be playing some Nikkei today, though. I'm not gonna lie, because I haven't touched any of the visual novel. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I haven't touched any of the visual novels, so I haven't been receiving any of my rewards for the shit. I mean, technically the game's already a visual novel when you think about it. I might go through communities a little bit, and then I might try to do a bit of the visual novel before the 3 o'clock mark hits, and then it resets. You said I've gone through it. People are calling this the best non-anniversary ever. Alright, bro, we're gonna have to test that out for ourselves. I'm not gonna lie, bro. We're gonna have to test that shit out for ourselves. Man, it's taking a minute to clear. That does sound crazy. We're gonna try to skim through that shit. You said thoughts on Chappelle Roan getting dragged? Who the fuck is Chappelle Roan? Chappelle Roan? Chaperone? Who the fuck is that? The singer? I'm gonna have to Google that shit. Let me see. Who the fuck is Chaperone? Can somebody TLDR me? Well, look, there is one controversy that I know of that was happening on the internet, and it has to do with that shit with BB No Dollar Sign. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I have a bit of a take on that whole situation that people are probably not gonna like, so I don't even know if I'm really gonna talk about it, bro. But I brought it up already. She's a redhead singer who made that song called Pinky Pony Club. You said, I don't give a fuck about no BB, no money. No, here's my take on it, right? I already brought it up, so I'm already gonna have a hot take on that shit, right? And before I say this, I'm gonna start off by saying this. I don't fuck with BB No Dollar Sign. I don't even like his music. I just don't fuck with him, right? But if I gotta be honest about this whole BB No Dollar Sign situation, let me pause the music, cause like now the lyrics is like the musical lyrics is going through my head. The whole BB No Dollar Sign situation, in and of itself, is stupid. Because even if he was haggling and trying to lowball you, you ultimately have the say so if you're going to take said commission or not, right? For example, if Sora Indigo, or if I came to Sora Indigo, and I know Sora, he's an amazing artist, right? And he's charging $800 for something, and I go up to Sora and I'm like, yo, Sora, I ain't going to pay you $800. I'm going to pay you $250, $300 for what you're going to do. Sora has the right to be like, "Aight, bitch, if you ain't paying me 800, deuces." You know what I'm saying? So I'm under the mentality in the BB No Dollar Sign situation where I'm like, why did so much people greenlight him lowballing them? But now it's kind of like they want to cancel him, but they don't want to take accountability themselves for being stupid and taking the haggle price. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I understand. But it's kind of like, I feel like everybody's just ganging up on BB No Dollar Sign. Mind you, I'm going to say again, I don't fuck with bro. I don't even like BB No Dollar Sign. But I feel like it's weird that everybody's jumping on him. When at the same time, why isn't nobody jumping on the artist for being dumb and taking the haggle prices? You know what I'm saying? Because me, I don't care. I'm the type of person where if somebody lowballed me, I'm not doing whatever you're telling me to do. If you're coming up to me and I know I charge $1,000 for something and you're coming up to me talking about, nah, bro, I'll give you $400. I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, unfortunately, we can't come to terms. It was great talking to you. If you decide to change your mind in the future, you know where to find me. That's it. You don't gotta take his bribe, but everybody was taking his lowball prices, and then they had like this buyer's remorse like weeks later. Like, wait a minute, he should have paid me full price. And I'm like, but why did this come? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I feel like I'm yapping, but that's my situation on that whole thing. You said I think some of them didn't do commission before. But then it's like in scenarios like that, then it's kind of like one of those things that is kind of like, damn, it's your fault. I feel like if you have no experience in that field, you shouldn't have taken a commission. You said this also happened with the NSFW artist who's not getting paid too because he found out they had NSFW and wasted their time. That was kind of stupid. The NSFW thing where he says he didn't retweet this guy's post because, you know, he was gooning on the timeline, which I'm not going to lie. There are some people that I even remember like back in the day, like people be gooning on the timeline and that should be looking bad if you share it. But in hindsight, BB No Dollar Sign is the same motherfucker who hangs out with OnlyFans artists and all types of lewd artists and shit. And he be making posts with the lewd artists. So it's kind of like, the story doesn't make any sense where he's like, oh, I don't want to share this shit because you're a lewd artist, but he hangs out with a bunch of OnlyFans girls. You know what I'm saying? So the shit not making sense. You say he's a LARPer? I still don't know what the word LARPer means. You say he a hypocrite because he dead ass thirst traps? You see, I think that's why I don't fuck with him. I think one day I saw a bro doing a thirst trap and I'm like, yo, get this motherfucker off my feed. I was like, I'm good off this shit. I don't want to see this motherfucker. You say he's just a fake fan. Oh, so that's what LARPer is. So he's one of those people that just hops on community trends whenever it's trending. Like if My Little Pony started trending right now, he'd probably put on like My Little Pony clothes and shit and be like, "No, my favorite person is Pinkie Pie." This of Persona fans who watch the playthrough but don't play the game. He tends to hop on shit. Ah. What am I yapping about, Dylanite? You should have been here earlier. Now it's over. I was talking slightly about the BB No Dollar Sign situation where everybody's trying to cancel him, but I'm kind of like under the mentality as well of like, why aren't people calling out the artists for taking his lowball prices? But then some people are saying that they were new artists and they've never been commissioned before. But then it's one of those things where it's like, nah, bro, you just gotta be informed. And if you're gonna make sure like you're doing commissions online, you gotta just make sure like you know your worth. That's what I'm mostly trying to say. Because some people kind of think like, oh, they could just take haggle prices from anyone. But it's like, no, bro, you're trying to make a profit. You're trying to make money. LARP stands for live action role playing. You're telling me to look up. Look up what? Virtual, is this what you're talking about? Ronin, you sending me too much fucking links, bro. If I see your bitch ass send me one more link in the chat, bro, the day just started and you got me fucked up. Bro, what the fuck are you sending me, bro? You sending me, bro, scooping girl titty. Last month, it was reported that Nicolas Pepe allegedly took his girlfriend, former adult content creator Tiana Trump, to Ivory Coast to meet his family ahead of possible. Bro, marrying her? Bro, this guy is marrying Tiana Trump? You know how many times Shorty got gangbanged, bro? She got gangbanged by like, bro, that's terrible. Like, your girl got fucked by multiple, like, a plethora of men. Live on fucking, live, bro. 4K quality, bro. Dick in the mouth, all that. And you marrying her? It was also claimed that Pepe has been supporting her financially with a monthly allowance of around $15K to help her move away from the adult industry. Bro, you can't change a hoe. I'm sorry, bro. Yo, what the fuck? Bro, yo, he digging himself his own grave. Bro trying to be like, nah, bro, I'm trying to get her away from that lifestyle. I'm like, bro, you can't. You really trying to save her, bro. You said she took multiple cum showers on camera. Bro, cum showers, multiple fucking dicks to the face, ass, all that shit, and in 4K quality. Bitch was fucked everywhere. Construction zones, kitchens, bedrooms, everywhere you could think of. And bro trying to marry her is insanity, bro. She was also recently seen in a studio session with Adam 22 and Lena Rhodes working on a project. What? Lena Rhodes, isn't that another porn star who said like she stopped doing this shit? Now they're working on a project. You know what that project is them getting their hole stuffed. Honestly, I'm starting to question what women really want in relationship these days, bro. Who fucking knows? Let me get the fuck out of here before I start seeing pornography in the goddamn comment section. Click out. Take me back to community, please. Take me back to community, please. Because I already know in the comment section there's probably a bunch of dicks and pussies in that shit. Bro said, I can fix her. Bro, it's like, I don't understand how you as a dude could be as wealthy as that to be like, bro, I'm giving her a monthly allowance of $15K just because. And you can have any girl in the world, and in your head, you're like, yes, I want a fucking porn star as my girlfriend to marry. Like that shit sounds dumb, bro. That shit sounds dumb. Like, if I'm rich, bro, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I ever meet a porn star and I'm rich, I'll be like, damn, bro, I fuck with your work. Can I maybe get some pussy? You know what I'm saying? Maybe clap and then you're like, all right, I'm good. But to be out here and be like, yo, I'm going to label you as my wife, that's a fire moment right there. I am not going to put the you are my wife label on that shit. That's insane. Bringing her to mama, bringing her back to your family's house? Nah. Imagine your dad accidentally, your dad by mistake, just for some reason, just searches up your wife to be, your fiance, and she a porn star. First link he sees is her grabbing 2 dicks and one in her face. Tripled. Like, are you kidding me, dude? You know how embarrassing that shit is? That shit's embarrassing. I could never. I don't care how sexually depraved I am. I could never. When the pops recognize her, you know you cooked. A gigantic Freeran art has been spotted in a school in China. That's beautiful. This was very well done, too. Very nice. Holy shit, that's beautiful. That's a cool-ass piece right there. I'm not going to lie. I got to continue watching Freeran. Chat, I'm like, I just been watching nonstop Shangri-La Frontier. Bro, I saw the latest episode of Fire Force. Bro! Oh my god, bro. So Fire Force, okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm about to talk about Fire Force, so I'm giving y'all a chance to cover y'all ears. Spoiler alert. Yo, so Fire Force really gonna end like that. Fire Force really gonna end like that. Everything went to shit, bruh. Bro, and then you saw Arthur in space. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Dylan, I said I just started watching season 3 of JJK. Bro, I'm telling you, if you don't want to get spoiled, close your ears. Bro, it's crazy. Fire Force is crazy. You said if I predict the ending of Fire Force, I'll give you props. Look, here's my prediction of the ending. My only prediction of the ending of Fire Force, okay, spoiler alert, I'm about to talk about it. This is what I think is going to happen. The ending of Fire Force, I think, realistically, is a prequel to Soul Eater. I think the great calamity happens and then the world gets reset again as Fire Force. Not Fire Force, Soul Eater. That's the only thing I can think of because everything is going to shit. Shinra's in there, bro. We just saw what happened with Obi. I think, and then since so much shit in that show is tied to Soul Eater in a sense, I feel like everything's gonna go to shit. That's what I think. I don't know. I might be 100% wrong, but I feel like a lot of shit's happening. There's so much shit happening.
Okay, you can just sit down because I still got.
All right, now, hey, the movie's starting in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna freshen up and say goodbye to my family. Okay, all right. Oh my God! Oh, what happened? Are you okay? What happened? Are you okay? It's okay. I'm right here. My grandma put on the step.
What the fuck happened to YouTube? YouTube changed like the whole layout. Look at the bottom. The bottom right here is more videos. I'm like, where's the volume rocker? It's up here at the top. Why is the volume rocker at behind my face cam now?
Oh my, are you okay? Is it your hip? Is it your hip?
What's going on?
Hey, grandma fell down the steps.
What? Wait, hold on, Mom. Gotta go. Hold on, Mom. Ah!
Oh my God! Yeah, what happened? Are you okay?
It's on my leg.
Jimmy, calm down.
You said when you try not to laugh in a serious situation.
Just calm down. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Grandma, I'm right here. Hey, Trey, I need you to call the ambulance. You bet not. You bet not. I'm telling you, Trey. I'm telling if you are even planning to, you better just get out.
Nah, but here's the reality of that shit. That's true though. When an old person does fall, one, they fall in slow motion, and two, when they hit the floor, they be making that like obnoxious ass funny noise where they just be like, ah, and you just staring at them on the floor, and they be like in the most weird position, like, ah, like, I don't know, bro. They just make like goat sounds, so I kind of understand, and it's like that's the type of shit that'll just make you start smiling, like,
Get out.
Let's look. Are you serious?
Get out. No, that's not even funny. That's not. Nothing about the situation is funny.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say, yo, smack the shit out of that little kid. That's another thing. Little kids just be in random scenarios for no reason with their whole finger in their fucking mouth. Also, I'm like, man, get your little ass out of here, bro.
That's not nothing about the situation is funny.
Did you just say that, brother? What was the point of even doing it? Why would you?
Oh my god, why is his face so zoomed in? Oh my god. Yeah, they changed the whole layout on YouTube. Look, the top is the volume shit now. Why they put it to the top right? It's one of those things where it's like, it's not broke. Why they do this?
The world is full of fake people and frauds, but people want to fit in.
Yes, everybody wants to fit in. We all want to fit in.
Skill issue. Grandma should have just used her cane as pogo stick like Cranky Kong did in Tropical Freeze.
Yo, that'll be a sight to behold. Electric, thank you for the 100 biddies, man. I appreciate you, baby. Yo, he should have been on a pogo stick. What's up, Fairy? How you doing, baby? Let's go.
And people want to be liked. If you want to fit in and to be liked by someone, the first thing you want to do is like the same thing people like, agree with the same thing people agree upon, and say things people want to hear. If you want to get a reference or an inside joke made by a group and be seen with elite ball knowledge, you gotta get into their niches, or low-key, invest your time just to understand them, just so you fit into a group, or for monetary reasons, pander to a group. But that takes a lot of work seriously. Like, I'm not wasting hours of my precious time studying and looking at the lore of Star Wars just to understand your inside joke.
True.
I just spit
Damn, this guy passionate about Star Wars.
all over my computer.
Or I'm not autistic enough to play hours worth of Hearts of Iron just looking at a map and understand the military strategies of some Polish general during the 1940s just to get the reference you're saying. Or listening to screaming and moaning made by Death Grips so you can see me as
Nah, that's too slimy.
someone who has elite music knowledge.
Nah, bro, look. I remember there was a song that Iron Mouse made that when I heard that song, the way I yelled out, turn that shit off, bro. Bro, let me just continue, bro.
And not just on games, series, or music. If you want people to like you, you gotta agree with their views. Like when you wanna impress some girl. Like, yes, I believe in feminism. I mean, look at the feminist books I read and are not pictures taken from Pinterest. Oh, they're authors? Jane Goodall? Anyway, can I hit now, babe? Hello?
He said,
Anybody
can I
there?
hit now?
Is
He
my mic working?
crazy.
Hello? So, we got a dilemma. You want to fit in, but fitting in takes work. So what do? You LARP. LARP, or LARPing, is a broad internet term taken from forums based on role-playing. In this case, from the word role-playing.
Bro, that cosplay is tough. My boy looking like
From the-
Deku, that shit is tough.
Word role-playing suggests you are role-playing or pretending.
Now, an example of LARPers could be something like CSM fans or Chainsaw Man fans. These types of LARPers love spamming this GIF in comment sections, and these people have never read the manga and have surface level knowledge on the topic.
Really? I hate motherfuckers like that. They've never fucking read the manga and they out here just spamming the Rosé gif.
Like, for example, CSM LARPers will do things like call certain female characters
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, this shit low-key Afro-coded. Fuck. Yo, Afro, you better not be in here, bro.
names, completely missing the point of the character.
And low-key, you gotta respect how they act fake and still be good at being.
I still don't understand what a LARPer is.
He just said that. Yo, Tainted, what's up, baby? He said a LARPer is a person who acts like they know something to feel like they fit in a part of a group.
Genuine, that they fool people. Which is why today, I'm gonna teach you all how to LARP appropriately, how to not get called out for LARPing.
So we're
and
learning
what
right
not
now
to
how to LARP.
Let's begin. One of the basic things to remember if you want to LARP or know ball knowledge on niche things is this: have surface level knowledge, even if you don't know jack shit. Now that sounds paradoxical, but bear with me. Let's say a long-ass franchise that you
Oh, this motherfucker bringing up Persona? Oh, hell nah. He better not. He sound like a viewer. Who the fuck is this? Is this a Kless alt?
don't want to sink your teeth in has a lot of seasons, games, renditions, movies, or lore. As an outsider, in order for you to not be outed as an outsider, when someone asks you what's your favorite season, part, rendition, or movie of that franchise, you pick the one that's loved by its fanbase.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Let me see.
Just do a quick 5-minute research on which installment of a long franchise is the most beloved. Now, I know what you're saying. Why would I say the most mainstream pick? Wouldn't that out me as an outsider? I know.
Not really. It'll make you as like a mainstreamer. You like all the mainstream shit, but then it's like when it comes to Persona games, if you were to say like which one is your favorite, every time I think of Persona over and over and over, I'm always like I enjoyed 4 the most, so I'll always say like I like 4 Golden just because I like the friendships in the game and the music and the town. I like Inaba a lot. Bro, if somebody says Persona 5 Strikers, I'll look at you funny for some reason. I'll be like, you like the spin-off more than the main line?
Just listen, after picking the most well-beloved installment, you would then add up some bullshit reason on why you like that installment. Like, let's say the writing. 9 times out of 10, the reason why that installment is the most beloved
Bro,
by
I
its
gotta watch
fanbase
JoJo.
is usually because of the writing. Oh yeah, my favorite is insert beloved installment here. The writing for insert series here really peaked at this installment. Say this and you just LARP your way inside the community. Now, if you want to get risky and look like you have big ball knowledge under your belt, pause. You can act pretentious even if you don't know anything.
Hell yeah, motherfuckers will hop on and talk about like, oh, my favorite game, Persona 4. Oh, who your favorite waifu in the game? And then you say some like obnoxious shit like, yo, Yukiko is trash. And I'll be like, bro, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you, bro?
Hell, he can even look more pretentious than most pretentious fanboys. Let's say, for example, you're outside wearing your Nirvana t-shirt. You don't know any
Yo, all the time. I'm calling it out right now. I'm calling it out right now. You high schoolers, y'all still do this shit. Y'all all wear Nirvana t-shirts, and I ask you what's your favorite song, and all you say is Smells Like Teen Spirit. Get out of here. Same thing with Linkin Park fans, bro. Y'all be wearing the same t-shirt, and the only album y'all know is Hybrid Theory. Then I'm like, all right, bro, you know Hybrid Theory. What's your favorite song? And y'all start saying like random basic shit like Paper Cut, Numb, In the End, all this shit. Wearing a band t-shirt from a band they don't know, bro. You don't know how many of them do this shit. There's so many, especially when it's like old school bands like AC/DC and stuff. You go up to them and be like, yo, what's your favorite AC/DC song? They're like, they don't know what to say, bro. They get caught like a deer in the headlights.
other song made by Nirvana except for It Smells Like.
You say, I don't know who would LARP as a Persona fan, though. I'm trying to think in my head, bro. They're usually on Twitter, Tainted. LARPers of Persona fans, they would have a Joker profile picture on Twitter, and they would, like, try to get into, like, the fandom and say shit. And then if you ask them, yo, what games have you played? They'd probably be like, I didn't play none. Or I watched Markiplier's playthrough of this shit. They always have a profile picture of Joker or Naoto. I'm calling them out. They always got a profile picture of Joker, Naoto, Aigis, or Rise Fujikawa.
Teen Spirit, and that one song that kept playing during
Bro, he literally said what I just said about the band shit. Nirvana.
you're outside wearing your Nirvana t-shirt. You don't know any other song made by Nirvana except for It Smells
Smell Like Teen Spirit.
and that
That's
one
what I
song that kept
said.
playing during the Batman movie.
Bro, it's because you know why I know this shit by heart already? It's because this shit was happening since when I was in high school, chat. When I was in high school, I remember there used to be motherfuckers used to rock skateboards, but nobody was riding their skateboards. They would rock these Toys R Us skateboards called Kryptonics. These were some shitty ass skateboards that were made by like, I don't know, some Dookie Dog brand, and they will all rock a Kryptonic skateboard and not know how to skateboard.
Something's in my ass.
Ew.
You didn't even know that the lead singer killed themselves years ago.
Kurt Cobain POV.
All you know is that the band's logo looks fire in your t-shirt. Now, in case some dork fan comes up to you and questions if you can name 5 Nirvana songs, not counting from their most famous album, Here's what you gotta do in case that happens or some music dork in general asks you some 5 songs from niche musicians.
Nah, bro, but that's why in a scenario like that, I would never wear a Nirvana shirt. Because I know if I wear a Nirvana shirt, I'm gonna look like I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan of Nirvana. Me, if I was to wear a band shirt, I'd wear like a My Chemical Romance shirt because I like My Chemical Romance. There's a lot of songs that I fuck with. Avenged Sevenfold. I would definitely rock an Avenged Sevenfold shirt. Slipknot. I'll rock a Slipknot shirt, but I don't know like a shit ton of Slipknot songs. I know Psychosocial, Pulse of the Maggots, Vermilion. Shit, bruh. There's a couple of other songs I know, but I don't know the title off rip. You said I probably wear a Uzi shirt because at least you know some of the songs.
Because music dorks are pretentious like that.
You
go to
said
Spotify,
Deftones? I don't even
go
think I listen to
different albums
Deftones.
from that musician or band that has low streams, and you randomly pick songs from those albums. Make sure those songs has low streams as well. The less streams, the better. Now, being pretentious has some major risks, because the moment you get outed as LARPing, you're basically fucked. Now, what do you do if you get outed? Here's what you gotta do.
Epstein's my boy, dude. Let's just be honest. Epstein was cool as fuck.
First off, if you're gonna LARP, at least be dedicated to the thing you're LARPing. If you can't or don't look the part, then you'll just be called out, like Kai Cenat, who's on this spiritual journey or some shit. The dude quit streaming after essentially ruining and saturating the culture.
It can all spark to make a strong artwork. That's how I would define the sneaker equation. I would say these sneakers have gone through.
And started to read self-help books.
Bro, Rakai is so fucking... Ooh, he be getting me tight.
Pretentious relative reads.
What's your favorite book? Probably the 4 Agreements all around, but the first one, probably Atomic Habits.
And that's not even the worst part. The dude literally cannot read.
I'm reading so I can help myself speak better. Friends, we try to write a book in a chaotic household. We try to concentrate.
I mean, sure, props to him for changing and trying to be better himself, but if you want to see him as a changed man, at least learn how to read first and not look like...
I mean, but look, he's trying to do that right now. Nobody giving bro the chance to even upgrade his reading specs. It's like he posted himself learning how to read and motherfuckers is already like, damn, bruh. He still can't read. I'm like, bro, it's only been like a month or two. He trying to upgrade and look, the one thing I could give him props in is at least he's trying to learn and at least he's trying to upgrade himself. There's people online that's still shitting on him. You know what's funny too, chat? Is people online all over Twitter are shitting on Kai constantly. The second bro sparks up live, they all gonna be in his chat sitting down with a freaking bag of popcorn, licking their thumbs, bro. They the same motherfuckers that's gonna be there the second he sparks up and that live notification comes on. You said unlike Rakai, who is worse? Bro, Rakai, I don't know what's going on with bro. Hopefully Rakai has a moment like Speed where like he has like a growth, but I'm not seeing that so far, you know?
Like a dork.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like the track, right? And everybody's on it. And when you achieve a lot or you do good, you start to succeed. You start to exceed it. Like you start to keep going.
I can't believe this is the same dude who has more money than me. And they make shitty video essays for God's sake.
You're not even awake for any of this.
What the fuck?
This is my favorite part.
If your LARP comes out as first, then you're gonna get benched. You're out of the game. Like how motherfuckers would watch one episode of Vinland Saga thinking they're a changed man, but will scream racial slurs when they hear a smoke alarm beep behind someone's mic.
And that means no one here is my enemy.
Again, do surface level research.
I'm about to say,
Look
don't
in
spoil
detail
me,
on
bro. I'm
things
still
you
on
want to
season
LARP
1.
Don't just pretend to know genres, series, or franchises. Look into the niche people who made those said genres or franchises. Like, if they ask you about your favorite comic book author, say Alan Moore or something. Your favorite film director, say Akira Kurosawa. Your favorite manga author, say Naoki Urasawa. Your favorite indie underground Midwestern R&B soul band, make up some band in the top of your head like the El Guairos or some shit like that. And when they ask of who they are,
But why
say their
though,
sound.
man? If I don't know, I'm just gonna tell them I don't know. That's it, bro. Like, why do I gotta make everybody feel good?
Cloud got hacked multiple times and they gave up. And when they ask for a song, say their songs can only be listened to using the Tor browser.
Tor browser? Bro, I haven't heard about that shit
shit
since like the early 2000s.
Would anyone like to be my little doggy?
I could be a little doggy puppy boy.
Now, let's move on to the act of role-playing when it comes to LARP, because I know my audience likes that roleplay stuff. Now, LARP is originally all about playing pretend.
People who
Pretend with
don't
the
like
100
Season
biddies.
2 of Vinland Saga have the media literacy of a Superman 2025 fan.
Bro, I'm not there yet, bro. Thank you, Tainted, for the 100 biddies, but I am not there yet when it comes to Vinland Saga. I'm still in season 1. I kind of hopped off the Vinland Saga train for a little bit to then watch like the other anime that I had to catch up with, and Shangri-La Frontier. Shangri-La Frontier. I've been on that shit heavy.
After all, not just LARPing to know things. If you want to LARP a character, the most basic thing you gotta do is at least know the character. Just because a character resonates with you or does one or two things you relate with yourself.
Yo, facts. Cowboy Bebop, don't get me started. Don't get me started. There's so much LARPers who be using Cowboy Bebop and shit.
Doesn't mean you gotta LARP it to your heart's content. I've seen morons try to LARP that one city boy Sigma or whatever from Classroom of the Elite. Look, just because you find him smart, just as you find yourself smart because you scored highest on your 2nd grade spelling bee, doesn't mean you can act like him. And Tomoko from that cringy ass anime. Again, just because she doesn't shower and can't talk properly, doesn't mean she's a femcel icon. Like you're trying to be.
Oh, she look dirty.
Later. Be safe on the way home.
I did it! I had a totally normal conversation with someone!
He is the greatest Israeli soldier the world has ever known.
LARP appropriate characters, like if you're a 5'6" chud with hate in your heart who discovered the gym last month because you saw your crush get a boyfriend even though you haven't made a move, now you're all trying to be sad online and shit, then go LARP Guts from Berserk. And no, his height.
Yo, that is true! That is true. That is so true. Mind you, chat, I've never gotten onto Berserk. I remember when I asked chat multiple times where I'm like, how should I watch Berserk? Is it through the manga? Is it through the anime? Is it through the movies? Chat be like, read it. Don't watch the movies. Don't watch the shit. But what he's saying is true. In terms of whenever somebody goes through some type of relationship struggle or they get heartbroken, the first anime they always turn to is Berserk. And I know this, why? Because every time I see gym websites, gym apparel that caters towards anime always has Berserk. And Berserk is always their best seller. And whenever I go to the gym from time to time or watch people who watch anime go to the gym, they always have Berserk shit on. Berserk tattoos, Berserk bag, Berserk belt, Berserk gloves. You said most Berserk adaptations are cheap from what I heard. Manga in old times, the old anime removes the censorship a lot. Manga that influential? Bro, but everybody be geeked for Berserk. I have still not gotten onto Berserk. Not like I'm rushing anyway, because I'm watching Shangri-La.
Or his sword size isn't compensating for something. Characters from Western TV shows and movies seem to be the most appropriate characters to LARP as. I mean, are you an average Joe with no personality?
Nah, bro, I'm LARPing as Yusuke from fucking Yu Yu Hakusho. I wish I could be like Yusuke. I'm not gonna lie. Just start a fight with random people just because you want to. I'd be like, Fabrinsky, you know what? Fabrinsky, meet me at the bodega down the street. We're gonna fight. Fabrinsky's like, hey man, I'm over here playing Metal Gear Solid 4 for the 8th time.
Berserk is the only manga I have read in its entirety. Don't watch it. The 90s anime is overrated. Also, I have a Berserk tattoo because of how it changed my life in some ways.
Bro, everybody, dude. Everybody who's watched Berserk or has deep influential shits from Berserk, they all got the Berserk tattoo. No cap, I remember there's a Taco Bell near my house, chat. I ordered Taco Bell one time. Whole dude walks out the back holding my bag talking about, this is order for Manny. Bro had a whole Berserk tattoo like on his neck, like near the back of his ear. And I was just like, no way, bro. These Berserk fans, they take that show seriously.
Just LARP as any Ryan Gosling roles. Except, of course, that one.
The Jews clearly control the media and the banks.
Can you join my Clash Royale clan?
Can I join the Ku Klux Klan?
And finally, especially, do not get carried away on things you want to LARP as or pander to. What do I mean by this? I mean people who pander to, how do I say this? Weird or bad groups of people by LARPing as something they like or saying the things they want to hear. An example of this are grown-ass women who pretend to be little girls that pander to dudes with a certain complex.
You've heard of Dummy Lolly, but have you heard of Dummy Lolly? Yes, I'm dumb. Please love me.
Could you please give us your name? Jeffrey Epstein.
Or women who pander to incels or incel culture trying to fit in with a group that literally
have you heard
views them
of
as
Dummy
horrible
Lolly?
people. Like, what the hell are we doing? Anyway, there's also men who pander to feminism a little too much, being reduced to nothing more than a stepping stone or simp for women.
Fuck out of here. Me Never.
women because they have nothing going on.
That shit 100% did happen to iDubbbz. I'm not gonna lie. iDubbbz ended up getting a girl, and he I don't know what bro did, bro. Bro legit went on his hands and knees and just said, "Make me your bitch." Bro said, "Make me your bitch," and he stayed like that the entirety. I mean, I guess that's his wife now, but it's like, bro, that does not sound cool. That sounds terrible. You said those are called performative men? I don't know, bro. That sounds terrible. They go to the coffee shop with a tote bag and read a feminist book. Hey, bro. I don't got no problem with motherfuckers wanting to be feminists. But then it's kind of like, if, I don't know. If you de-rank yourself just to make others look better, then I feel like it just looks bad.
In their lives, or dudes who LARP as neo-Nazis online, or those who sink their teeth too much on glazing white folk, only to be outed as brown or black non-white folk. Another one is people who LARP or idolize a horrible character. For dudes, it's dorks who think Patrick Bateman or the movie American Psycho is the epitome of masculinity.
Yeah, true, because of the memes. People like using this guy's face whenever they're thinking of like Giga Chat and shit.
And for girls, what do you mean you relate to Away from the
You
visual
said that's a great movie. I've never seen that film. I gotta watch it.
novel You, Me, and Her? Have you looked Kinley read that shit where she came from? Anyway, that's just a
That shit says scats not off the table. Hey, yo.
few examples. At the end of the day, LARP whoever you want and fit into whatever niche group you want to fit in. Just remember, the people you're trying to pander to by LARPing to know elite ball knowledge are a bunch of pretentious dorks, and you're out here wanting to be one of them.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Before Atlas, Atlas made racing game. I mean, whenever we play Yakuza and we go to the arcade, we see all their racing games. 16 minutes? Oh my god, you motherfuckers sending me some essays. At least it started with a good song. We are living our life.
Have been known to be some of the greatest releases even compared to more recent releases. But it wasn't all smooth sailing, especially for the Eastern titles, as they had to deal with one massive problem. There's usually methods taken to deal with this. Either they don't even think of it as something worth pursuing, or they go through external publishers. This has been the way for the industry since the beginning, but unfortunately gave way to a lot of problems with these publishers having way too much power over the developers. They either change the title to something completely unrecognizable, change the stories and lore to something completely different, or just casually change a currency causing a bug, rendering the game 100% completion impossible without cheats. Maybe one day we'll look at the crimes of Crave, but that's a different topic altogether. You get the point though. These kinds of issues plagued Japanese games in the past, that it effectively scared off a lot of developers from releasing their games globally. Some may try to dip their toes in, but it only further causes confusion with the random spots of localized releases, which unfortunately is what happened to Atlas's racing franchise. Yes, the studio we associate nowadays with JRPGs, insane UI aesthetics, and school life simulators used to dabble in racing games as well, like most studios did. A franchise that has been around since the 90s with their first title, Toge King Despaired for the Sega Saturn in 1995. The whole series was mainly developed by Cave, a Japanese studio mainly known for making shoot-'em-up type games,
that looks
while
cool.
Atlas handles the publishing. It was a fairly niche title as it had only been released in Japan for the longest time, until the third game in the mainline series, where they finally got localized but only in Europe by Phoenix Games. And why is this game so obscure? Well, the localized name for this game is Road Rage 3.
Road Rage.
There's way too many questions to ask about this decision. Why Road Rage when it doesn't even tell you anything about the game? Why is there even a 3 when none of the previous games are not localized as Road Rage 1 and 2? Who even thought of this? How did they come to that?
What? So 1 and 2 is not even called Road Rage. They just named the third installment of a game Road Rage 3, where there's no Road Rage 1 or 2. That's weird. Like, oh man. Who thought of that shit?
That decision and what the fuck happened here? It's not surprising to hear no one knows this series had an English localization when this is how wild the title gets changed. But you know what? let's just put this behind us and focus on the game. I'll just refer to it with its original name. So Touge 3 came out for the PS2 in the year 2001, and the whole game is basically what the title says, Touge Races, except for one track as exception, but we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. The game itself plays out pretty simple. You have several game modes available in the menu.
Just
all
like
you
what
have
they
to
did
do
with
is
Persona
beat all
3.
the events available, rack up rewards, and become the new Touge King. There isn't really any story to complicate things or forms of progression. You just race and beat everyone available. There's
The cars look like they driving slow as shit though.
not even a single hit of an economy system in the game, so everything is unlocked purely from event completion. Although I have to note, the game certainly took a lot of inspiration from the early Gran Turismo titles with its UI design, with the simple and blocky menus, with a very consistent use of colors to mark the different options. It does get a bit confusing in certain parts, as you do with these old Japanese games, like having
Bro, what I want to do too is like, I feel like there's certain people who play these type of car games and then they become car guys. Me, I've never had that situation as a kid. I feel like maybe because I only played Mario Kart and I just wanted a go-kart the whole time. Like there's people that'll play this shit as a kid and then when they grow up, they're like, bro, I want me a Skyline BNR 34. Like they want like the exact model of a certain car that they played in a game.
to press square to switch performance parts instead of just X or circle. But anyways, how's the actual driving experience? Well, this game certainly has a very weird take on drift handling than the other Touge racers I've played so far. It kinda has that balance between having a solid and grippy enough handling to be able to direct where the car is going, but initiating a drift is also super easy, that every car would slide like they're running on soap when pushed enough. It gets a bit more in depth as well, thanks to each drivetrains having different ways to handle the drifting.
They
By
driving
default,
slow though.
rear-wheel drive cars are the best cars to drive in, since they seem to be the most basic overall. You slide and then brake, handbrake, or accelerate accordingly to control the direction and momentum. They also don't seem to have any problems with things like switching directions mid-drift and will enter a drift easily enough. All-wheel drive cars are when things get a bit weird, since they don't behave like the rear-wheel drive cars. They don't slide as easily, so you'll have to brake or handbrake when entering corners, but then things get weird. If you brake or accelerate, it'll feel as if the car is switching rails by altering its cornering radius. It's really off-putting at first, but after a bit of practice, these cars are pretty good for drifting as well, albeit a bit more problematic when dealing with consecutive hairpin corners, since they seem locked to the direction more than rear-wheel drive cars do. Front-wheel drive cars are where things get really hairy, and it's probably because they require way too much effort to initiate a drift with. You need to start with a handbrake corner, and then keeping the drift going is also a
Damn,
completely
this guy giving me a full analysis of this game.
different matter. They do turn way better without drifting, but it's also very easy to overshoot
Some of
with
these
the handbrake
games,
and
well,
end
not
up
this one
kissing the wall
specifically.
instead.
If it's
So
made
I
by
kinda see
Sega,
them
I
as
feel like
faster
we
cornering
run
at
into
the
some of
cost
these
a
cool
higher
racing
skill
games
check.
in
Mind you,
Yakuza.
the lower performance
In the
front-wheel drive
arcade, we
cars
play
are
like some
pretty
of the
fine
8-bit
and can
ones.
be fun to drive, but once you get into the corner-heavy tracks, it gets really annoying. Despite the shortcomings, this is one of those drift physics that when properly implemented can offer a lot of satisfaction, like some kind of
You said
visual
if we hop it on
ASMR.
Crossworlds?
You can
Bro.
even try to copy some of the techniques
need to
you've seen
upgrade
in
my
other
cars.
games or shows with a headlight toggle option. Ultimately though, it entirely depends on how you drive and prefer here, especially since each car will have its own different stats of
That's a
top
nice
speed,
little Honda.
acceleration, and handling, each of their own customization and upgrades, with more cars to unlock from completions. But how do we unlock them, or rather where
That's
exactly?
that's a
Out of all the game modes you see here
Toyota
in the main
GT,
menu,
that looks
only
cool.
2 of these are relevant for progression and unlockings. The simplest one is Quick Race mode, which turns the game into a classic arcade experience with a linear track selection, an added timer with checkpoints all over the tracks, and a random amount of opponents on track. You do get some pretty cool cars from finishing this mode, with the tuned MX-5 and 240Z for beating all tracks in both normal and reverse layout, and also this really cool piss filter drenched replay. I think it's just a very neat and simple mode overall, but it does highlight the game's first big problem with its balancing. We'll get to that in a bit, because this is a problem that also leaks into the other career
Said
mode,
Mega Man
King
comes out
Battle.
this week.
This mode is a lot more expansive than the
Announced
Quick Race
Majima,
mode, with even
Red
more
Angry Bird.
rewards,
Oh, I seen that.
unlockables, and mechanics. I should note, everything unlocked in this mode is available for use in every other game mode. and
Oh,
the
you can
same
change
goes
all
for
the
Quick
colors?
Race
That's cool.
rewards. So you can start the career with 2 powerful cars from the get-go, with only a handful of tracks to race on for now and 2 events each, consisting of races and battles. The only difference I could see is races always features 2 opponents and only features one-time rewards like new tracks and events, while battles is always a 1v1 affair, with similar one-time rewards for other tracks and events, but also 4 stages specifically for upgrade parts that can be done on repeats. This is because parts are unfortunately tied to individual
If we're
cars,
playing racing
so
games, then we're
whichever
looking at
car
a
used to
video
beat
somebody
these
sent me.
stages gets the parts. It can get tedious
This
even
guy
more
getting
so with how
passionate about this
limited the
game.
soundtrack of the game is.
Hell no, we're not even halfway through the video, and bro talking fully a 16-minute video about this game. He loves this game. Holy. 16 minutes talking about that game? You're insane, bro. That's just like I'm Dante, like talking about, like doing a reaction video.
Oh no. I can't steer anymore. Use the cars. Come on, push me. Hell, I'll push you. I'm sorry, my friend. Meet your maker.
Damn. Oh, he dead too. He dead too.
Remember Yellow Books? They were telephone directories for
Yes, I do remember Yellow Books.
businesses that were made yearly for regional use, making it easy for you to know what businesses were in your area. There were sections of the books for residential use called the White Pages that would show names, numbers, and addresses of people in your area. And these books were how you connected with your community when the internet wasn't around. And depending on your town, the books could be 400 pages to upwards of a few thousand.
Yup, I used to remember those big, thick yellow books. Yup.
Because of the sizing, it would eventually start a lot of environmental conversation.
And that shit used to trip me up because I remember one time in those big yellow books, I looked for my own phone number at the time and it popped up with like my parents' name, and that shit freaked me out.
Around how wasteful they were. And the Yellow Book Association would argue in 2011 that 75% of adults still used the books. But other environmentalist groups argue that most were abandoned subscriptions, with only a few percentage of them being actively used. Even with the Yellow Page website, people were now preferring Google, and the books dwindled out like newspapers, and did use to get them.
Yeah, I used to remember those. Here's
forgotten as seen on TV products that constantly ran commercials in the 2000s. Lots and Lots of Trains was a DVD set.
Oh, I remember that. Lots and lots of trains!
Set of Real Trains in Action, produced by Marshall Publishing, and it showcased trains roaring down tracks, crossing bridges, and pulling into stations, all to catchy songs written by James Coffey. The hover disc was a gravity-defying disc that looked like a flying saucer, and was designed to float and hover like a
just a helium balloon.
You could fill it with air or helium, and it was made from nylon-coated metal film developed from NASA, but it ultimately ran into puncture problems, leading to its eventual discontinuation.
Of course.
Aquadots was a mid-2000s...
Because that toy, you can't puncture it. And you already know if kids are playing with it, they're going to create a hole on that shit instantaneously.
Craft toy that allowed kids to arrange beads on a template, then spray them with water to fuse them together. But in 2007, the product was recalled as some beads contained a toxic chemical that would metabolize into a sedative when ingested. And remember the slap...
See? The kids ate it. You can't come out with anything cool because some fucking kid's going to eat it.
Just slap your problems away with this easy
Slap
to clean
chop.
cutting chamber that looked fun and was actually practical. Vince Offer helped popularize this product with his meme-worthy lines like, "You're going to love my nuts."
You're gonna love my nuts.
And what As Seen on TV product should be in part 4.
Yo, you're gonna love my nuts.
You can now watch
You said 100% AI slot movie released in theaters? No way.
100% AI generated slop in theaters. And obviously, it's garbage. Pirate Queen Jengi Xiao is a joint Malaysian-Singaporean production touted as the world's first theatrically released fully AI gen movie, which is a heavy-handed point in their marketing. I redeemed the ticket using points because God forbid I give any money to this production. And it's as bad as it sounds. Much as the story of this real-life historical figure is told to you through a wooden voiceover monologue rather than shown. Most shots are just slow pans of the characters looking down the barrel of the camera while only their mouths move. Pretty much actors' faces change from scene to scene, and background characters look like 2023 Will Smith eating spaghetti. Movies are made to make you feel things, but to me, it seems like they weren't concerned about making a product that was worth watching. Rather, they were more concerned about being the first. With MDEC and FINAS backing the creators of this film to train students and businesses in AI gen usage, is this really the future of Malaysian cinema we want?
Hey, bro, whatever happens, happens. I'm not supporting it, though. And if I do manage to end up watching one of them shits, I'm pirating it. That's all I'm going to say.
If you've seen these AI characters, you probably noticed something's wrong. They don't have skin undertones. Real people have red undertones no matter how dark their pigmentation is. That's why these AI characters look pitch black or gray, a lot like some historically racist depictions of black people. These were some of the 100 accounts we found using AI-generated black women. Many of the more lifelike looking characters depict self-hating black women who wish they were white. Other
Damn.
accounts say they only date white men, and others misrepresent real African cultures. Accounts spanned 34 countries across 5 continents and accumulated almost 20 million followers so far just in the 100 we sampled. They try to find audiences on social media sites, then funnel them to sites where they can...
Bro, those be the biggest tells. Like, you ever seen those girls pop up on Instagram where they have like that condition where there's like markings on their skin, but they got it so perfectly symmetrical where I'm like, that's bullshit. There is no way in hell they got all those markings on their skin perfectly symmetrical. At that point, you know that shit's AI. Because that shit is usually like, it's never perfect, bro. She got that shit perfectly symmetrical.
Where they can sell explicit AI media featuring these characters. But most don't age restrict their content or say that they're AI. As a result, TikTok banned over half the accounts we reported to them, but Instagram only took down 2% of the accounts. They chose to age-gate some more, but come on. Most of the accounts are very new or just changed their usernames to start doing this, so this is a new and growing problem. I suggested some solutions on Reddit, or check out the BBC article, because I want attention so we can start building some momentum towards solving this.
What gets me mad too is I know some motherfucker out there that's probably like using an AI version of this girl right here, probably making thousands of dollars just tricking everybody on the internet, while I'm over here having to bust my ass to do shit. I gotta learn how to do that shit, bro. I gotta finesse motherfuckers.
Nuts were mentioned. Then I thought about the biggest nuts spiral. Link.
Tainted, I swear. How long is this shit? You always sending me some
From
long
performing
shit.
on stage.
11 minutes on this motherfucker with his ugly mouth. These nuts. I'm gonna watch that shit a little bit later. Don't get me wrong, bro. You know what? After this, I'll watch it. Look like a Honda Fit. That's what that shit look like. It look like a Honda Fit driving fast as hell.
Stage with Kendrick Lamar to being passed out in the streets of LA. This is how Welvin the Great lost absolutely everything. His career began on Instagram in 2014.
Bro, how he lost everything is he got popular off a meme. Motherfuckers started dick riding because bro was popular, but then once the meme became irrelevant, they all left him.
When his next door neighbor Lefty began filming Welvin's strange look and personality. Throughout the videos, Welvin often talked about getting women.
My girl just called me, she want me to go see her. I'm going to her house, then I'm going to get it in.
Leading professional footballer Orlando Skandrick to comment and joke that Welvin didn't get any. Welvin responded with a video of his own.
Homie said you ain't got no bitches. He said I don't. I do got more bitches than you with your ugly ass.
Orlando saw Welvin's
He said, yo, ugly ass. No way.
Response and showed it to his girlfriend model Drea Michelle, who shared the video with her 4 million followers, making Welvin instantly famous.
When Drea posted him, it was like a frenzy. He had 20,000 likes, 11,000 comments in 28 minutes. That day he was everywhere.
That day we watched his Instagram start at 6 followers, and then we just kept refreshing the page. By the end of the night he was at 12,000. When we woke up in the morning, it was 43,000. It just kept getting crazier and crazier. Welvin's voice and appearance came from a medical condition.
We won't really disclose it, but he does have a disability.
Yet this is what made him memorable and unique. Sadly, it'd also be the thing he was picked on for the most. But Welvin still loved being famous.
It makes me feel like really good. Like I love it a lot. Feel happy, and I'm trying to keep doing what I'm doing.
And would therefore continue to make his own videos.
What he should have done too is also save a lot of that money, because one thing that happens with people is that when they get famous, they just start blowing cash because they think that shit is like unlimited. They think, oh shit, since I'm up now, that shit's just gonna not stop coming in. Hell no. Hell no. And they started inviting, bro, what made no sense too is they started inviting bro to venues. Like, hey bro, come to our venue while we're having a party. We're gonna pay you to come. I'm like, for what? What's he gonna do in a venue? Oh man, the These Nuts guy, bro. How you doing, man? These Nuts. Come on, say the thing again. Come on, come on. These Nuts. Come on, just say it again. What?
22 days after No Bitches went viral, Welvin returned with an upload that completely changed his life.
So, Dad, something came in the mail today. These nuts. Got him! Got him!
By simply telling his father that These Nuts came in the mail, Welvin gained over 58,000 likes. 4 days later, the entire extended version was uploaded to his YouTube, gaining another 500,000 views in the 3 weeks that followed. However, it was meme compilations that really sent it viral.
True.
The soundbite was pasted over Spider-Man, then shared all over Vine.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
You know who I am.
These nuts. Got him! Got him!
Acting as precedent
These
for
Nuts
hundreds
Spider-Man.
of other memes.
Can you tell me your name?
These nuts.
Even big celebrities began to get involved.
Cause some came in the mail today. These nuts.
Taking Welvin the Great to a whole new level of fame.
Every day we see a new video or a new celebrity posting it.
Welvin couldn't keep up with how fast he was growing.
What are you up to followers-wise on Instagram right now?
Almost like 500.
The numbers only kept on getting bigger.
Welvin, you're almost at 1 million followers on the gram, is that correct? 953,000 followers, Welvin.
All of which happened in such a short time.
From 6 followers to...
You had 6 followers to 900,000 in 2 months.
In 2 months,
The meme
wow.
reached a whole new level when a boy used the name to run for president.
I'm Brady Olson, I'm 15, and I'm the presidential candidate known as These Nuts.
And wound up achieving a crazy result.
These Nuts. Yep, you heard me right. He is gaining traction in North Carolina with 9% of voters saying they'd vote for him.
He got 9% in North Carolina. That's about 1 million
That's
people.
crazy.
Let that sink in. Welvin therefore joked that he'd also run for president, as the These Nuts campaign had helped out with publicity.
People really was voting for this motherfucker? Those are the motherfuckers that just don't care. They don't care what happens in this country. They're like, yo, I don't care if it's left. I don't care if it's right. I don't care if it's north or south. They the same motherfuckers that voted for Kanye when he was memeingly like, yo, I'm running for president. They just don't give a fuck. They just voting for anything.
1.2 million followers. Good God.
Having no bitches was now a problem of the past.
I seen you surrounded by women. When I was at the open mic, like I didn't even get a chance to talk to you. You had too many bitches around you.
As Welvin began to hang with famous celebrities. He'd meet Birdman, Nipsey Hussle,
No, and that's also, and this also just proves to you that money gets you everything, bro. Bro is chopped beyond all belief. And money could just get you anything. As long as you got some motion and you got some bread in your pocket and you doing good, bro, you will most certainly get shorties.
Bilzerian and most notably Kendrick Lamar, who introduced himself as Welvin the Great to over 1 billion people in the Bad Blood music video. Kendrick had said that Welvin was a hero, adding he always had personality, confidence and self-love making it out the city.
You've heard the praise that Kendrick Lamar has been giving you lately?
I saw it on Instagram.
Welvin therefore joined Kendrick to sing a song beside him, which made Welvin realize he could charge for club appearances.
That's crazy.
So you're getting booked for walkthroughs now?
Yeah.
Can I ask how much it costs to book Welvin for a walkthrough?
Right now he's at about 4,500.
45.
What's 4,500? 4,500 is 4,500, right? That's not 45 with 3 zeros. $4,500. No, I want to find out. It's 4,500, right?
Concerned fans wrote, I hope he saves his money, cause this shit gonna come and go so far.
On my soul, bro. I would have been definitely doing those walkthroughs to like venues and shit, and I'd be like, yo, give me 4.5K. Give me 4.5K, and I keep throwing all that shit into my savings. Keep throwing all that shit into my savings.
But Welvin had built multiple streams of income. He'd begin to sell phone cases stating his famous catch lines, before landing a These Nuts sock deal, which sold 330 pairs in the first 3 hours.
What?
Welvin tried to keep things going with other business deals.
I got a video game coming out.
Even announcing a more ambitious project.
A video game?
See if we can get actual reality TV show for him.
Although this
reality TV show. All right, man. You guys was you ever heard of that term? Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, bro. They really was shooting for the stars. These motherfuckers had a TV show with this motherfucker. Like what?
About, and the D's Nuts meme was slowly getting stale.
Yup.
Robert had so many things to manage on the side, he almost completely stopped making original videos. Therefore, he came up with no new catchphrase.
You got any new jokes for the folks, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. What's up? We're to check back in with you later.
And could only rely on the D's Nuts meme.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I wouldn't want to live that life. That means every time motherfuckers approach bro, they were only on him for those 2 words, these nuts. Every time they saw him, yo, what's up, man? Say the thing. I don't want to say the thing. Come on, say it. Say the thing. These nuts. Yeah. Do it again. Pulls out the fucking camera with the flash, bro. Do it again. Do it again, bro. Dude, I can't. Reminds me of Alex from Target. Man.
The D's Nuts guy just keeps riding by, saying his catchphrase. Oh shit, he's on his way back. He's on his way back.
These nuts got him. These nuts got him.
Without any fresh new content, people
Yeah,
began to
let's
state
do the
this
Jow
dude's
dance.
Like, Miles said, going viral be the worst thing to happen to you as an artist. True. I mean, it's a gift and a curse at the same time, and it depends on how you handle it. Because if you go viral, you can capitalize on that shit and actually like do something to make a bunch of money. But then at the same time, you can't let the negativity get to you. Because if the negativity gets to you, then that's when you start spiraling. And then it's also like you gotta know how to switch it up a little bit. No Nintendo. You gotta learn how to switch it up. If you don't switch it up, then it's just like you're gonna get bodied. Do the chow dance like a good boy. Oh my God, bro. Yo. Mind you, the chow dance was a one-time thing. Get that shit out of here.
Fame is hella dead, and while Welvin initially loved being famous, this seemed to contribute to him beginning to hate it.
I get it a lot, like everywhere I go, and it's nice.
That's what comes with fame, right?
Yeah, she helping me out and everything.
Welvin also had to deal with—
She helping him out. She taking bro money. That's what she doing. Yup, she's still sticking around because she know that you got some bread in your bank account. You got something in your bank account. Second that money dry up, they all gone, bro. You said, and didn't capitalize off it? Hell no, Sora. You telling me that because I made that one child video, you wanted me to make like 8 of them? Fuck no. Fuck no. Imagine me on my TikTok making like 8 of those videos, but I'm wearing like a different hoodie and shit. Hell no, bro. That's why I did that shit once and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. Any other TikToker would have done like 50 different renditions on that shit. They would have had a baseball cap on, New York Yankees. Nah, dude.
with articles like this, stating Nuts was recently arrested on charges of sexual assault after allegedly assaulting several women during a party he hosted in California,
Damn.
which had been fabricated from nothing.
You say I would have been on Sega's front page?
He's never been arrested.
For real? Oh, y'all thinking big. Sega would have been like, yo, we need this motherfucker in our shit. Sega would have had me as a cameo in the newest Yakuza game. The RPG Yakuza game. I could have been in the game with that one motherfucker, Mr. Libido. Mr. Libido's hitting the... I could have been with Mr. Libido. I could have been like this, and Mr. Libido hitting the fucking... Yo, I fumbled that bag, bro. GG's. GG's, bro. I could have been with Mr. Libido.
Some site we've never even heard of.
To deal with the stress, Welvin had an obvious coping strategy: alcohol. For example, 3 minutes into a podcast appearance, Welvin stopped the host to scull a beer.
I want to name a couple names for you, Welvin, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear these names.
He's just chugging alcohol.
Let him finish his drink.
You came thirsty, huh?
Finishing 3 entire bottles during the 12-minute clip. On another podcast, Welvin had a beer sculling contest and was almost always always drinking when seen by paparazzi.
Nah.
Well, the alcohol often showed Welvin's bad side. He'd happily disrespect the homeless.
Here you go, big bro.
Yo, that's grimy. That's grimy. That's grimy.
Which was apparently a prank he liked to play often.
Here you go, bro.
That's grimy. You go to a homeless person about to hand them something, then you say, got him.
Got him.
When fans sung him happy birthday, Welvin cut them off.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Making comments like this somewhat unsurprising. Me and my stepbro literally just seen you crossing the intersection by the D, and you just told us back the F up. All we wanted was a pic or video of you saying D's nuts, but you had to be a dick. I get you prob get it all the time, but could have been nice, asshole.
Hell nah. Hell nah. All we wanted was a pic or a video of you yelling out these nuts. Hell no. After that time, you paying me for that shit. Imagine me walking, yo, tired as fuck, bro. I'm walking in the Las Vegas Strip like this, bro. Tired, bro. Hands in my pocket. I'm like this. And a random motherfucker come up to me like, Retro, do the child dance. I'll look at you like, you motherfucker, I ain't doing that fucking dance. Bitch, you better give me $1 or something, bruh.
Other people spotted Welvin getting publicly arrested, which again makes total sense, given videos began to surface of him fighting in the streets. This hostility continued toward his manager, who despite being a super nice dude, was often rudely cut off by Welvin, who also had no issue with airing private things. This was a problem as his manager controlled his Instagram.
So do you
Retro could have voice acted as a villain in the next Sonic game with a super form with a high-scout barbecue sauce gun, but he fumbled the bag.
I did, Electric.
Somebody logged me out of my password.
Thank you, Electric, for the biddies.
It gotta be.
Yeah.
It gotta be him though.
It gotta be.
Do you think?
Like, it gotta be him.
Welvin was never able to log back in, and would therefore be forced to delete his Insta.
Wow.
This seemed to ruin he and his manager's relationship, as 1 year later Welvin seemed to hate him.
I need a whole new manager now. The one I have, he just like fucked me all over.
And also
Took
when
my
you
money and everything.
Without a manager or Instagram, Welvin's drinking only got worse,
Wow.
being spotted downtown drinking full bottles of spirits, and clearly struggling when speaking to fans.
And I want to take over the whole world. Like, I want to do more action, more videos, more spirit.
Even more videos surfaced of Welvin getting in fights, although it's hard to tell if this was his fault, given people would always provoke him.
Welvin is stalking a female right now. Welvin! Hey, can you quit following me, bro? Hey, bro, get away from me. You shopping us some keys? I don't do that. When you rape females, you want me pepper spray you, bro?
Welvin struggled to ever catch a break.
What's the deal, bro?
You gonna do more video on me?
What's the deal with you, bro?
Now, if I was him,
blood. What's happening, blood?
nah, if I was him, I would have. Oh, his teeth nasty. If I was him, I would have had pepper spray on me at all times.
What's the deal? You straight? Let me get a hug.
I thought you was like trying to hurt me.
Nah, man, I ain't trying to
I
hurt
feel
you.
scared.
Nah,
and
man, I ain't like that.
Which only seemed to worsen his drinking, as Welvin completely blacked out on Hollywood Boulevard. Multiple similar videos surfaced, one of which being recorded beside Skid Row, making people believe he was living on the streets. Welvin clarified that this wasn't true.
I'm not dead. I'm not sleeping on the street. I drink and I pass out.
He'd then upload a video titled Stop the Rumors.
I'm alive and I'm okay.
And I wish that these blogs would stop with all these rumors about Welvin being dead. He is very much alive and well.
With his cousin explaining that Welvin was homeless voluntarily.
Welvin chooses to go off for days at a time. He has a home to come to. He comes home, he rests for a couple of days, he go back out in the street. There's nothing nobody can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. We don't want that for him. But this is something that he wants to do.
To make money, Welvin wears a shirt reading, sponsored by D's Nuts, Tip Me or Never Mind, stating in recent posts that life is great. However, with videos like this, and other pictures such as this one, people believe he's heading down a dark path.
Bro, I'm sorry. I don't see how people take pictures with bro.
This, and other pictures.
Bro, like, yo, I'm with these nuts. Why? I would not want to take a picture with this guy. I'm sorry, bro. Bro looks scary. I wouldn't want to take a picture with him.
Such as this one, people believe he's heading down a dark path. It's sad. He
Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I ever saw him in person, the most I probably do is yell out "These nuts" from like across the street. Yo! These nuts! Alright, bro, I'll see you. That's it, bro. I ain't asking for no picture. I ain't asking to hold your hand or nothing. Fuck out of here.
like he was hanging around wrong people and they gave him crack. His teeth is brown like he's using. Hopefully Welvin can get some help and get his life back on the straight and narrow.
I feel like the issue with him too is that every person that runs into him tries to use him. Like family members and shit. I feel like they definitely like to put motherfucker on camera and start like clout chasing. I feel like that's what happens too. It is what it is.
If this sandwich is considered
This
a poor man's
situation
meal, I'm
reminds
poor.
me of this link.
Oh my God, Tainted. This better not be another 10-minute video. Oh my God, bro. Bro! Get me out of here!
If this sandwich is considered a poor man's meal,
Yo, I fucking love sandwiches like this. This shit was bussin'.
yo, I'm poor. I'm poor. Talk about
That shit
me.
is
Call
bussin'.
me whatever you want to call me.
You put a little bit of ketchup on that shit, bussin'.
But I know one thing, it never fails and it hit every time.
Yup.
It hits every time.
Yup.
If you have somebody that's making this for you after work, or they say your food is in the microwave and they had this sandwich in the microwave, they care about you.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It'll do the job that you want it to do. You said how normal people versus influencers drinking? Bro, if an influencer drinking, you know what type of energy they on. They be on some. All right, guys. Today we're gonna try out our new Zippo butane fuel drink. Let's take a quick whiff. We got the aromas. Smells very Zippo-y. Let's go take a little swig. All right. Oh my. Tastes so delicious.
Good.
Bye, Joshy.
Today, I'm trying Sprite Tropical Mix. It's like you guys requested it. I'm so scared right now. You guys get the first sip. All right, I'm about to drink it. I'm so nervous. It's bussin'. I'm gonna rate it a 8.9.
An 8.9 out of 10.
It's violence and movies and stuff on TV. Boy, what you in here watching? I'm watching Disney Channel. Why you ask? It sounded like one of those adult cartoons playing. You don't watch those, do you? Nah, I didn't even know adults had cartoons. I thought cartoons were only for kids. All right, well, I'll be out in the living room. Make sure you come out here and say hi to your cousin. Now back to what I was watching. Oh, and one more thing. Why you jump like that? Last time I checked, ain't no ghost in this house. It's just that I thought you just left, so you caught me a little.
Bro, this is for like the younger generation don't even know about this shit, bro. The younger gen don't even know about this. We have to hit the last button on a TV remote.
Off guard. You know, usually people jump like that when they got something to hide. Well, I don't have nothing to hide, so. All right, well, I'll be checking on you again in a little bit, so try not to look so shocked next time. All right, I gotta switch it up. He must watch Family Guy too. Let's try some anime. That's it. I want to see that remote right now. Here, give me that. So what does this last channel button do? I think it just takes you to channel 999 or something. I've never used it, so. Oh, all right. Well, I don't want to do that because we don't pay for those high channels. You know that, right? Yeah, I understand. Well, enjoy Disney Channel or whatever you're watching. I'm about to go take a nap. Whew, that was close. I am the soul that the builder refused. I am the...
Bro, at that point, I'll just shield my door. Cause the way motherfuckers busting in my room too often, I make my own lock or something. Two-Faced official music video. Oh, it's Linkin Park? I'm gonna be honest, bro. That's DMCA.
My target was restocking Pokemon cards today. I was like, oh, cool. Maybe I'll snag a pack, right? I just happen to be there when this is happening. No. Bro, I saw one of those scalping videos in person. I go and I'm like, oh.
Bro, Pokemon cards at this point, I remember when I used to buy Pokemon cards and open them up on stream for fun. I can't even do that shit no more. Like, the whole TCG of Pokemon is not even fun to, like, go get cards. I'm not gonna break my bank account to get some fucking cards because of all these scalpers, bro. Like, that shit's dead. Digimon TCG is on the rise. Can I find a Digimon TCG box that's not gonna break my dick? Like, probably $80 to like $100 or some shit?
Nice, I'll get a pack. And some guy yells at me, hey, bud, you gotta get to the back of the line. Not here, buddy. We've been waiting for a while.
No, another thing, too, that I always realize is that if a scalper's in a Target, bro, and you there with, like, a friend, just take one of those booster boxes out of his cart. What is he gonna do? Chase you and leave his whole cart full of Pokemon cards to chase you because you took one booster ETB box? Bruh, when you see scalpers solo dolo doing this shit and filling up their carts full of cards, I'm taking some of them shits out of his cart. And I'm like, you're gonna have to chase me. You're gonna have to chase me, bro.
Oh, bro, look at this line. There's about 30, 40-year-old men standing in line. Guarantee you more than half of them wouldn't even know a single Pokemon.
No, they probably would know a single Pokemon, but it's probably like the early gen shit. You'd be like, who's your favorite Pokemon? Umbreon. Like generic shit. I hate when you ask a motherfucker, what's his favorite Pokemon? And they say like the most generic shit. Mewtwo, Umbreon, Dragonite. Fuck you, bitch. Pick some obscure shit. Pick Seviper. Pick Zangoose. You know what, Dylanite? Your favorite Pokemon is Spinda. Shiny Spinda. Digital Cunt, your favorite Pokemon, you know what it is? Weedle. You said Pikachu?
Okay, just standing in line. And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't trying to get any Pokemon cards. He's like, all right, good. So you'd have to mess with us. Bro, like, are you the Pokemon mob? Like, how sad is your life? You gotta take away all the Pokemon cards to sell them on eBay. Dude, like, it's so sad. So I waited, right? Lady walks away.
You a Gengar? No. I was gonna say that. Look, there's a generic Pokemon tier list that if you like this mon, you generic, right? Umbreon, Flygon, any of the Pokemon that are pseudo legendaries, Arcanine, Hydreigon, whatever the fuck his name is, any of those mons, Dragonite, Luke, any legendaries, any legendary dogs, bro. You like any of those mons? I'm looking at you funny. From now on, we could only like obscure mons. Absol, pseudo legendary. You're in that list too, buddy, old pal. Empoleon so base, man. Empoleon dookie butter. Absol is not pseudo legendary. Well, to me, it is. Pseudo legendary. Absol got all the traits of a pseudo legendary, so it's a pseudo legendary. Bro said Absol and Arcanine are pseudos. Well, technically, Arcanine is a pseudo legendary because he has the name in the Pokédex entry, legendary Pokemon in the name. So how about that? How about that? You see, that's how you know I know more about Pokemon than you. I'm a nerd. You're a fake nerd. I'm a real nerd. I even got my Spectre deflectors and I'm adjusting them right now as we speak live. My favorite is Giratina. That's another legendary. You're done.
You lucky your bitch ass got a Sableye emote.
Now bitch ass got a Sableye emote? Oh, shit, you right.
Like it's...
Motherfucker still talking.
Forget the pyramids and the Great Wall of China. What are the 7 wonders of cyberspace? What are the places that are must-see marvels of human craftsmanship?
Ooh, the 7 wonders of cyberspace. Bro, Albino Black Sheep or E-Bum's World. You had to be there.
And culture that you can only see in digital worlds. This is Internet Anthropology, and in this video series, I'm crowdsourcing the 7 wonders of cyberspace. I need all the Minecraft, VR chat, internet forum people to the front. We're making a tourist guide for the cybernetic age, the 7 digital landmarks worth traveling to in cyberspace. So I have 2 entries on this list, and I'm going to explain them to you, and then you're going to comment what else goes on here. Number 1, the Uncensored Library in Minecraft. This digital wonder is a library meant to combat censorship in journalism. It was created by the organization Reporters Without
There's an uncensored library in Minecraft?
Borders and the Minecraft design collective Blockworks. Because in many countries where information is restricted through blocked websites, censored social media, or controlled media landscapes, Minecraft remains accessible. So the library becomes a kind of workaround for people to access banned articles and other informational materials. The library focuses on specific countries like Mexico, Russia, and Saudi Arabia, among others. Each country having its own wing containing several banned or censored articles presented as in-game books in both English and their original language. It also features memorials to journalists who have been silenced. The library was created with a staggering 12.5 million Minecraft blocks. It involved 24 builders from 16 countries who collaborated over roughly 250 hours, so essentially 3 months. And I think it is really interesting to talk about this digital wonder through the lens of labor power in the same way that we would talk about the pyramids or the Great Wall of China. So you're starting to get the vibe here of what makes something a digital...
I didn't even know something like this existed. That sounds very cool.
Everybody in China is using the watermelon emoji right now, but not for the reason you might think.
Why they using watermelon emojis, bro? What's going on, China?
You see, starting in about 2016, people have been using the slang phrase chigua, or eating melons, to describe the act of consuming gossip online. This metaphor came out of the cultural practice of snacking on melon seeds during performances, kind of like how Americans eat popcorn in the theater, but eventually gua, or melon, came to describe the salacious rumors themselves in sort of the same way that we now use the word tea. However, the really interesting thing about chigua is that there's often this self-deprecatory implication that the melon eaters are disconnected bystanders who passively consume scandals as a form of morbid entertainment. It doesn't matter if...
That sounds funny as hell to say to somebody. Like, imagine somebody's just taking in gossip and you're like, look at this fucking melon eater. Tell me not. Doesn't that sound crazy? Yeah, a melon muncher. Doesn't that shit sound crazy? Like, out of context? Man, look at this fucking melon muncher. Yo, that shit sound crazy.
The rumors are true, only that there's a new sensational drama to enjoy, and it occupies the onlookers just enough to remain numbly eating watermelon on the sidelines. This is kind of crazy to me because the phrase basically captures the exact same critique that the philosopher Guy Debord outlined in his 1967 book, The Society of the Spectacle. The argument is that the end result of media is that we will turn into the humans from WALL-E, where we are constantly stimulated yet unable to participate in real human interactions. That's because, according to Debord, the spectacle is a social relationship between people mediated by images, meaning that we're too busy looking at the depictions of one another to realize how our media has supplanted authentic culture.
Bro, you got a little too deep. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, him again, Greninja artist, your life's on the line.
The pipeline from Dungeons and Dragons slang to gaming slang to far-right slang is really interesting because it tells you a lot about the development of...
Papa. Tradition Part 1. Link.
Damn, tainted. I said tainted. Owl. I appreciate you. What the fuck is this? What the hell is this? Oh my god. Thank you, Owl, for the 500 biddies. Thank you, bro. What's this? DMCA time. Cause I don't wanna do this anymore. He doesn't know his rights. I wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through. Bro really let go of bro's hand and said, all right, left, this is my left hand for L. This is my shit for right. That's crazy, bro. Bro ended his own life. Thank you, Owl. Now I get to skip his video for free. Thank you, Owl. Thank you, Owl.
Just because I drive an 8.
Oh, hell no. We're going back to this one because he's talking about cars.
Each of these communities. Like, it's not a coincidence that LARPing, maxing, and NPC all started in tabletop role-playing and then all ended up on 4chan.
Really? LARPing, maxing, and NPC came from tabletop games?
That happened because Dungeons & Dragons was the most immersive game out there before the development of even more immersive video games, so it was easy for their frequently overlapping audiences to make the connection. As such, a lot of foundational gaming ideas like XP and character skills got carried over, along with medieval fantasy language like side quest and lore. Meanwhile, a lot of the early 4chan demographic overlapped with that gamer demographic, so many gamerspeak terms bled into their image boards and eventually became part of their shared in-group vernacular. I mean, Gamergate alone speaks to that connection between the two groups. In fact, there's still something strangely similar similar between how a Call of Duty lobby and an anonymous internet forum will end up using extreme language. The internet forum just had more time to develop it into specific memes. Finally, a lot of the far right in particular likes to act like they are a team optimizing in the game of life, conducting raids on people they don't like, just like in a video game, and maximizing their stats, just like in a video game. Meanwhile, anybody not playing their game is an NPC, completing the metaphor that was carried over from an innocent tabletop game.
All right, buddy. All right, buddy. If the world was ending, I want to be next to you.
I just got an email from
E86 and I drive on the mountains on my way home does not mean I'm an event boss, bro. The amount of people that drive on me on the back roads like I am talking to me, chill. And I look like this, not because I'm chasing you hard, but because I can't, because I have a 4AC, so chill.
That's his car.
From the bank that was like, you have insufficient funds in this account. And I'm just like, yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And they're like, you need to put more money in that. You need more money for this account. And I'm like, yeah. No, yeah. And they're like, no, like, it's in the email. They're like, no, like, we're requiring you to have more. I also require me to have more. We're on the same team. The email wasn't enough. They gave me a call too. And they're like, no, like, you need more money. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you with that. 100%. And then the dude, he's like, no, we need you to have more money. I need me to have more money too.
I'd be like, I know. But then they're like, no, we need you to have more money. And I'm like, I know. The reason why they want you to have money in the bank is because I think they charge you money if it's below a specific amount. They want to keep charging you the same shit. Biggest
Mario
flaw.
Kart is my single favorite franchise in video game history. There aren't many games that I've spent as much time playing as the Mario Kart series, and I have a lot
Double
of
Dash
opinions
is
about
fire,
every
bro.
single
You know how much people I met or I heard where they shit on Double Dash? I'm like, Double Dash, one of the greatest games.
game, and today I wanted to take a look at what in my opinion is the biggest flaw of every single mainline Mario Kart game. The next video on the channel will be the opposite, where we'll be a little bit more positive and take a look at the biggest strength of each game, but for the sake of this video, we're going to be isolating a little bit of that negative energy. Now, it should be noted that most of these games I really like, and nailing down a specific aspect that was bad about the game was no easy task. So just don't be surprised if with some of these games, there's something that seems very
The Wii one I never
or
played.
nitpicky. That's because I just genuinely didn't see a major cataclysmic failure that the game had. Now, with that being said though, let's go ahead and get started with Super Mario Kart. Now, I've talked about this on the channel, but this is a game that
I love the music in that game, bro. The music in this game is a banger.
I do not like. I respect the hell out of the game, not only for what it did for the franchise, but for kart racing games in general. But let's just say that there were multiple different ways I could have gone with labeling the biggest weakness of the game. One of the first thoughts that came to my head was how repetitive some of the track themes can get. Then I thought about the cheating CPUs and how frustrating it can make playing single player. But I ended up landing on the controls being the biggest thing I really strongly detest about Super Mario Kart and replaying it to this day. To this day, despite how hard I've tried to get a handle on the controls of this game, I have just never felt comfortable whatsoever. A lot of the time, if there's a sharp turn, I'll end up just brake turning instead of drifting because I'm so unconfident in how finicky the drifting system of this game can be. Those other aspects that I just mentioned, such as the
This game, I think I was watching Dashie play it recently for Mario Day. Bro, Dashie sucked at this game. The key to winning this game is you gotta keep on letting go of the gas. It's like when you're turning, it's like you let go of the gas and then you put the gas on again. You let go of the gas, put the gas on again. Because if you hold on to the accelerator in this game, you're gonna get fucked.
CPUs, that's something that in a way I can almost find charming about the game. It's really the only game where the CPUs are literally able to use items and power-ups that you as the player cannot. That's one of those elements where, at least in my opinion, you can sort of embrace the chaos and just let it be an endearing element of the game and a product of its time. But it really is the controls at the end of the day that makes this game truly feel dated and makes me not really feel compelled to come back to it all too often. Now, with Mario Kart 64, originally I was thinking about doing the cop-out answer of just saying playing this game single player at all, but that felt like a cheap answer and I could definitely be a little bit more specific than that. I honestly could have gone with the exact same answer as Super Mario Kart and just said the controls, because they're also pretty finicky in this game as well, but being that I think that they're at least more usable than the original game, I didn't really want to go with that answer either. So I ended up landing on the track design. This game features some of the longest tracks in the entire series, and not in a good way. Now, of course, not every single course follows this rule. Something like Moo Moo Farm or Koopa Troopa Beach is much more manageable. But then we got tracks like Wario Stadium and Rainbow Road that absolutely drag on to oblivion. In fact, even putting the whole length argument aside, this game honestly has probably my least favorite track selection in the entire series. Honestly, I think that out of the 16 tracks in the game, I only like maybe 5 of them. Super Mario Kart definitely didn't have a strong track selection either, but at least with that game, most of them I just felt more so indifferent towards. This game, on the other hand, causes me to actively
You said Mario Kart 64 was peak, but gave me the creeps? Why give you the creeps?
Weakness. Mario Kart Super Circuit, this one is a very underrated game in my eyes. However, there is one blatant flaw of this game that I cannot ignore, and that would be the grading system. Now, let me be a little bit more specific for anyone that is unfamiliar with what I'm referring to. So this was the first Mario Kart game to grade your performance on Grand Prix with a star rank system, which in theory, I really like this idea. The problem is in this game, the grading is absurd. The game will take off points for your grade depending on all sorts of absurd things, like whether you use a certain item, or whether you use the startup boost, or whether you're saved by Lakitu, or whatever else. A lot of this makes no sense because it actively discourages the player from using strategy that could be implemented in a lot of the tracks. Despite how much I loved Mario Kart Super Circuit to this day, this is the one thing I still despise about this game. Mario Kart Double Dash, this was the first truly great game in the series, and honestly for this video, this was probably the hardest one to find a really discernible bad quality about it. The game had really good track design, it had a lot of really interesting gimmicks that are not present in any of the other games, such as 2 drivers on 1 card and all sorts of character exclusive items. If I had to pick one thing about this game that I would consider a weakness, I guess it would maybe be the controls. I still think that the controls are better than what came before, but they definitely are very slippery feeling compared to everything that came after. Like I said though, this isn't something that ruins the game, but if I have to pick my biggest weakness of Double Dash, I guess that would have to be it. Mario Kart DS is another incredibly competent Mario Kart game. There's a lot of new features about this game that make it really good, everything from mission mode to retro tracks to being able to make your own emblem. The biggest weakness for me is the retro track selection though, because in theory I do really like the idea of doubling the amount of courses that the game has to offer. However, the tracks that they did select, while it makes sense that they chose relatively boring ones because they were probably easier to design, they did nothing to really change these tracks, and if anything they actually made them worse than their original counterparts. This is the most notable with all 4 of the Double Dash tracks that they brought back, where all 4 of them are worse than their original counterparts for their own various reasons. Once again, I completely understand.
But this is the Mario Kart for the DS, right? It's like, how advanced did he want the game to fucking be? It's on the DS. I feel like these were good.
Why these concessions were made, but even then the actual selection that they chose were mostly some of the most boring tracks from their respective games. So yeah, I would say largely the retro track selection is the biggest weakness of Mario Kart DS.
The retro track selection was the weakest part, but there were actual good maps. I feel like maybe bro wanted chain chomps falling from the sky. Like all types of shit.
Mario Kart Wii, where do I even start with this one? Depending on the mood
Mario
I'm in,
Kart Wii was one of the only Mario Kart games I feel like I didn't play that everybody was just like in a collective unison, like loving this game. I never got to play this shit like that.
My favorite game in the entire franchise, or one of my favorite games of all time, with how many hours I sank into it as a kid. Now, at first, I was thinking about labeling the biggest problem with this game being the incredibly unbalanced nature of the inside drifting bikes and just bikes in general, as karts are mainly obsolete. However, that didn't really feel right, because for me, that's actually a strength, because I love controlling the bikes in this game and it makes it unique compared to every other game in the franchise. However, the item system is a different story, and that is the biggest flaw of this game. I think even most people that love this game will fully admit that the item system is completely bonkers. It's probably the most unbalanced game in the entire franchise in many different ways. You have things like the
what
blue
happened
shell
to this
oftentimes
guy?
appearing multiple
He got hit by a
times during
blue
one
shell.
race,
Yo, he got hit by
sometimes upwards of
everything,
4.
dude.
You have the appearance of the Thundercloud being one of the most poorly designed items in the entire franchise. There's a lot of times where you just get completely chained by items to an extent where it becomes more frustrating than anything. Once again, I still love this game, however, this is very easily the biggest drawback. Mario Kart 7, much like Mario Kart Super Circuit, this is an incredibly easy game to label the biggest flaw. This game, bafflingly, did not have a versus mode. If you wanted to play tracks in single player, the only way you were able to do that was the Grand Prix, or you could do time trials, but then you obviously were not racing against CPUs. It may sound silly, but a lot of the time as a kid, whenever I would be on something like a road trip, for example, I normally opted to play Mario Kart DS on my 3DS instead of 7 for this very reason. I just really enjoy the aspect of versus mode and being able to play tracks in a completely random order with your own rules, and this game lacking that was easily the biggest drawback. I'll go ahead and consolidate Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe into one ranking. However, I will say if Mario Kart 8 was on its own, it would obviously be the battle mode, but that's neither here nor there. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is, in my opinion, the strongest game in the entire franchise to this day, which made labeling the biggest flaw kind of difficult. I feel like a lot of people would probably turn to something like anti-gravity, not really impacting the game too much. However, I'm personally someone that actually does kind of enjoy anti-gravity. But if I had to label something, I guess I would go with the disparity in course quality largely from the booster course pass compared to the base game.
This guy
and
fucking
this is coming
sucks.
from someone that still enjoys
All his
a lot
Mario
of the
Kart
booster
clips
course
is
track.
pissing me
However,
off.
it did lead to the game having this sort of subliminal feeling of quantity over quality with the track selection. And I definitely would not say it ruins the game or anything. However, having 96
It's like every
total
clip
tracks in
I'm
the
seeing
game
this
does
guy
kind of
drive, he's
muddle the
falling off.
experience and perhaps make some of them more unmemorable than they otherwise would be. Mario Kart Tour is a game I literally don't play at all anymore and I don't care about whatsoever, but because I think it is technically a mainline game, I guess I'll talk about it. Now, if I was making this video years ago, I would have said the microtransactions. However, it doesn't seem like that's as big of a problem with the game anymore, so I won't say that's the biggest thing. I think that for me personally, it's as simple as the incredibly baseline control system that just doesn't
What
really
kind of
lead
drift
to
was
nearly
that?
as much
That made
interesting gameplay
zero
compared to the other games.
sense.
Because the series, being that the game was controlled on, I think that for me personally,
Bro held this drift on a straight road.
it's as simple as the incredibly baseline control system that just doesn't really lead
bro, that drift
to
is
nearly as much interesting gameplay
making
compared
no
to the other
sense.
games in the series. Being that the game was controlled on a mobile device, it makes perfect sense why this is the case. However, I just can't help but deny that this is the single biggest factor preventing me from ever feeling really compelled to play the game at all. And finally, what is the biggest weakness of Mario Kart World? Now, ever since this game did come out, I have slowly become more and more of a fan of it, and I'm more accepting of a lot of those changes that they made to the base formula, things like the intermissions and the free roam. However, if I was to say the biggest weakness of this game, I would say it is still the inability to fully just play the base 3-lap mode online. Once again, I have become slowly more accepting of these intermissions and I have more fun playing them. However, I would be lying if I said I didn't yearn for an ability to
Bro,
just
I feel like how is that not an option in the game still? Where you're still forced on intermission tracks.
play the 3-lap mode with all the tracks that are incredibly well designed in this game. So yeah, that's my pick. So that is just my pick of the biggest weakness of every single mainline Mario Kart game. Is there anything that I mentioned in this video that you disagree with, or anything that you think I should have brought up? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'll be doing a video very soon about the biggest strength of every single Mario Kart game, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe, as that is the best way to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching, hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, peace out.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Bro, this guy look like a Full Metal Alchemist character. He look like Alphonse. We still gotta watch this because it's created by the person who made the show.
夜と昼を分かつ子が生まれてしまった。いいなあ。俺も村の外へ出て。そんなにいいかね。下界。
Can I send you a link?
No, Tainted. What is your fascination with IG, Tainted? Send me. Nah. Tainted one of them motherfuckers. If I tell Tainted, all right, Tainted, from now on, send me only IG links, no Twitter links. Watch how he now just will only send me Twitter links and be like, oh, nah, here's another Twitter link. Here's another Twitter link. You doing it because I'm telling you not to. I already know him at this point.
Kabu.
Yo, she chopping these people.
何が起こってんだよ。
お前、左右様を使え。妖怪、化け物、ユーマ、異形。
That's a big brolic woman.
こいつらがお前のつがいだ。
つがい。村のみんなを殺したのはお前らか。
ああ、おじさん見える人だ。
夜と昼を分かつ双子の一人だ。
お主には力を手に入れる資格がある。
双子を両方手中に収めたいのは東村の連中も同じ。
俺たちって世を乱す呪い子みたいな存在なのか。
私たちはあなたたちを絶対許さない。必ず報いを受けてもらう。
この子が噂の双子っすか。
お主らの力を利用したい奴が勝手に争い始める。
運命の双子に生まれたからってなんで生き方を他人に左右されなきゃいけないんだ。
ユル、あなたの名前は私が生まれ育った土地の言葉で夜という意味なのよ。
もう一度父様と母様を。
I gotta give it a watch. When it drops on Crunchyroll, I gotta give it a watch. 2027 is gonna be generational. Chainsaw Man Season 2, Don Da Don Season 3, Haikyuu versus the Little Giant, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Part 2.
Here's the link, I guess. Buddum TSST. Link.
Bro. Alright, I see YouTube on it. You lucky. I saw YouTube on it. Thank you, Tainted. Bro, you sending me South Park clips that's gonna get me potentially into political situations, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Today begins the new Israel. Today, we are all united as one. Shakam Balada. Now, let us celebrate under one symbol.
What the fuck? What the fuck? South Park always going crazy.
Underway. Jews, Christians, and Muslims have united, ushering in 10 years of Van Halen. Out in the crowd, people are celebrating like never before. To the core.
That was a cool song. I was kind of chilling with that shit. Nap Nap with the prime, with the motherfucking prime. Thank you, bro. Hold on. I'm just sending a message. Oh, baby.
Part 2 of tradition. Link.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so in love. I found you finally. It makes me want to say, oh, 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 oh. You said, dang, even Retro getting the WWE videos? The Last Goon. The Last Goon. That motherfucker really showed up in the drive-thru, dick out, and then offed himself, bro. That's insane. That's insane. You say I can't believe it's been a year. What also just makes me think about shit is just I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, damn, bro, you really felt that embarrassed after that scenario? You just say, yo, fuck it. I'm just ending it all. I'm just gonna pull the switch. That's the type of shit that be confusing me. You know what's mad disrespectful? A dude ordering food in the drive-thru. He getting toppy from Shawty. All right, tainted. I said tainted. Ronin, you watching too much like. That's like heavy goon shit. That sounds like porn, bro. If bro showing up in a drive-thru getting his dick sucked. Yo, CT. Thank you for the fucking prime, baby. Thank you. All right, give me a sec. I'm trying to... Yeah, I can't believe Dunkin' Donuts charging so much now for a donut. I miss when the donuts were $1. Now the donuts are like $2.50. Those bastards. He said, get a coffee, breakfast sandwich, and hash browns for $6. So I need to get a coffee to get this combo. So if I get a coffee, hold up. All right, my order right now is like $12. So if you're telling me if I get a medium coffee, you say I don't even get Dunkin' Donuts anymore? The only reason why I'm getting Dunkin' Donuts now is because I have points. So I could like redeem them and like, you know, I could get some points because the points expire. All right, now let me see. Qualifying purchases. Medium iced coffee. Egg and cheese breakfast sandwich. Egg and cheese. Oh, it gotta be an egg and cheese breakfast sandwich? No sausage, you bastards. Fuck you, Duncan. Duncan is like, nah, bro, we draw the line where when you add a sausage. If you add a sausage, now you're crossing the line. Are you kidding me? I wanted a sausage, egg, and cheese. I don't want no fucking bacon. God dang. All right, that's going to be a nice year. You say, here's the strengths for every Mario Kart game. Dylanite, no. I'm not watching the strengths. I'm not watching the strengths. I already know the weaknesses. The greatest Persona 4 theme of all time is Lost Media. Bro, like I said, to get this theme, this was the most expensive theme that I've ever gotten. And I'm still mad to this day that PS5, you can't even transfer the themes over to the PlayStation 5. And this theme is locked in my PlayStation 4 for fucking ever. I have my PS4 with this theme. Pissed. One of the best looking themes. And the only way you could get this theme is you had to get a Japanese Persona magazine that came with a fucking code in the magazine. Stupid. Sony, to this day, y'all got me mad about that shit. What the hell is this? A Minecraft theme park is coming in 2027 to the UK? Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Them kids are going to be geeked. Bop, bop. Bro, this volume is extremely low. For that, I'm skipping this shit in its entirety. You send me a volume 2 video. Nikkei event beta, and oh my god, hold on, it's 2:06. We gotta hop on Nikkei quick, just because I think we gotta do the we gotta do some of the visual novel shit just so we could get the rewards. Why didn't you get the magazine? Capri Sun, I did get the magazine. That's the only way you could get the theme. Oh my god, look at the gelatinous ass cheeks. 90% of the animation budget. God damn! Is that this fucking school shit? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What show is this? The stupid ass pose that she's in. It's like she gotta show off everything, bro. It's just straight ass and tits. Why she pose like that? She like this, and then it's like, yo, to have your body turned that way, bro, that should feel painful. Cause you gotta have your ass perfectly here in the shot, and then have your tits perfectly in the shot, bro. That's a lot of work. You gotta turn around really hard to have both your ass and your tits pop up in the shot. Not gonna lie. Nah, she had that sloshy. What the hell? Screamer review?
That pose is
Screamer
impossible. Her spine is in 2 pieces.
That pose is impossible. I told you, yeah. I just tried to do it right now, and that pose hurts.
Subtle.
Thank you, Al, for the
Screamer
100 biddies.
is neon-soaked, maximum volume arcade racing that requires both the finesse of Wipeout and the tactics and aggression of Mario Kart.
I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna have to save this video for when I'm done with the Nikke thing. Let's hop on Nikke real quick, cause I think I gotta do the shit. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2:08 technically. I gotta wait till midnight to play Screamer. No, Ronin, you were the same person that was telling me to get that one Medieval Night game, and everybody got mixed reviews on that shit. I'm not getting no random game. What the hell, Screamer? You said so much unchecked news again, bro. There's not that much. Japanese-based racer.